What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing something a little different. I guess it's not really that different because I've only done one video on this channel, but I'm going to be taking a look at a dash cam. Now, I'm no dash cam expert. I haven't had a plethora of dash cams, but I did want to take a look at one that I picked up, and I picked it up because I saw it on, yes, an Instagram ad. Now, those always pull me in. I'm always wanting to buy things I see on Instagram ads. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the way it's presented. I don't know if it's because it's specifically targeted to me that it makes it so appealing. They just know me that well. I don't know what it is, but I saw this dash cam. I was in the market for one anyway, and it kind of drew me in. So I'm not going to talk really in comparison to other dash cams because, again, I've never had another dash cam before. But I just want to talk about what makes this one so great. And I guess I should mention what it is. It is the Nexar dash cam. I think it's called the Beam. So Nexar Beam. I've already unboxed it. I've been using it for probably close to 3 months now. So I've got a good bit of experience using it. The unboxing process was nothing special. It was just, it's a nice box, a nice solid hefty box here. Ordered it off of Nexar's site, by the way, not off of Amazon, but you can get it off of Amazon. But there it is, just that nice box. Inside, there was really just the USB cable that runs from the cam itself to your port on your car. It had a couple of these little sticky clamps, which I'll show you here in a sec what you can do with those. It came with an SD card. I bought the upgrade kit to come with an SD card. It has 64 gig, but you can go all the way from 32 up to 256 gigs if you want to. Or you can just use your own. It's probably save you some money anyway. And then it has all the instruction booklets inside, like the quick start guides and whatnot, which you don't really need. It's very simple, very plug and play. It just, they have to throw these in there, I guess. In addition to the little stick-on clamps and the SD card, it also came with the charging cable, as I mentioned, the windshield mount, which we'll take a look at in a sec, the dual USB cigarette adapter, and then the easy installation kit. And that came with, that was the stickies and this little plastic piece here for, I guess, prying on and off the little stickies. So all that is what is in the box, and the cam itself, of course, but nothing too special inside. So let's go ahead and take a look at the installation. Like I said, super simple, very plug and play. USB-A on one side and a micro USB on the other side. So that's how you charge it. I would have loved to see USB-C, but it is what it is. Then this little adapter here, this is a 2 volt. It looks like a, well, 2-port, 5 volt or 1 amp cigarette lighter. So you just stick it right into that 12 volt outlet and it will give you exactly the voltage you need for the camera. And it gives you 2 of them so you can still not only charge the camera, but also use it as a USB port for your phone or any other device like that. Additionally, I think there's another Nexar. I'm not sure the name of the one, but it has 2 cameras, so one facing out and one facing back at the driver, so you kind of get a, I guess, a cockpit cam. I don't know what you really need that for, but I guess you can see what's behind you or see what you guys are doing when something happens. But I would imagine that that second port would work for that dual camera setup effectively, so they just went ahead and gave you an extra one on there. So you'll plug that right into the 12 volt outlet. You'll plug your USB-A into that, and then you'll take, I'm gonna go ahead and unstick this. You take your camera here, which doesn't come attached to this. You have to screw it on, I think. Or did it come attached? To be honest, I don't remember if it was on this or not. But nonetheless, you're only really gonna use it on this windshield mount. So it's a suction cup mount. So all you do is, before you suction it on, it's a lot easier if you do it this way. Go ahead and just plug the micro USB end into the camera itself. Boom. And then you'll bend it back a little bit, face it upside down, and suction this little thing right on the windshield here, and then turn this little knob, and it will actually suction it nice and firm to the window. Now you can do this multiple times if you need to, like I do, because I kind of didn't align it evenly there. So I'm gonna pull that back a little bit, line it up more in the center, make sure it's nice and even, and then I'll go ahead and suction it on. And other than that, it stays really, really nicely. It's very secure and it's very balanced. There's not a lot of jitter in the footage, which is awesome. I'm not sure if it's optically stabilized. I don't think it is, but nonetheless, it's very smooth footage. So I went ahead and put that SD card in there that I got with it, the 64 gig. That's just local storage that you can use if you need it, but you don't really need to because they give you unlimited cloud backups. So that's fantastic. You can pull it up all on your phone. Now let's talk about the camera quality itself. Now it's 1080p footage, so no 4K option and no lower option to save storage, right at that sweet spot at 1080p. I think the footage looks great. Now I'm a cinematographer and I make high quality YouTube videos. Most of my videos, including the one you're watching, are in 5K. So resolution is kind of a big deal for me. And I can honestly say it's not terrible. It's not the best I've ever seen, especially I have a couple other cameras, not dash cams, but other security cameras at my house that are higher quality than this one, but it is good for what you need it for, which is to capture things like accidents or, you know, crazy drivers on the road or crazy things that happen in front of you, that kind of stuff. It's more, it doesn't have to be the best is what I'm trying to say. So 1080p footage that comes out, I'm not positive what the frame rate is. I'll check on that and put it here on the bottom of the screen when I give you guys some test footage, but it looks good. It looks great during the day and it honestly looks very good at night, which surprised me. The footage is excellent, even when it's completely dark. So nice dynamic range in there. Very steady in its quality and all that kind of good stuff. I really enjoy the picture that comes out of it. And like I said, it's very plug and play, so there's not a lot of tweaking and setup that you have to go through. Now, how you're going to use the camera and actually see the footage it captures or get notified of different things is by using the Nexar app. So if you go ahead and download the Nexar app onto your smartphone of choice, I'm pretty sure it's available for Android, but I have it here on my iPhone 11 Pro Max. So I downloaded the Nexar app. Very, very simple process to connect the camera. It works via Wi-Fi, so you do have to leave your Wi-Fi and your phone turned on, which was kind of a big deal for me because I was very used to turning the Wi-Fi off when I was in the car so that it didn't connect to my Subaru's Wi-Fi because it would just drain really quickly if I did that. But nonetheless, you have to leave your Wi-Fi on and you have to connect to it via Wi-Fi, and that's how it gives you that live signal. So you've got a couple different things that you can do when the car is actually turned on. The camera itself will go ahead and start up. You'll hear that little chime that you just heard right there. And then the little Wi-Fi icon will start flashing until it actually connects to your device. And once it connects to your device, which takes a second or so, it will start recording as a drive. Now, normally what happens is you turn your car on, it starts up automatically, and then it takes a sec to connect, and then you start driving. So it doesn't capture like you pulling out of your driveway and that kind of stuff. It starts when you're on like whatever main road you first pull out on when you leave your house. So, and it just keeps rolling until you turn the car off again. And once you turn the car off, it gives you a little chime noise and the power disconnects. It has a built-in battery so it doesn't die instantly and you don't lose your footage when you turn the car off and things like that. But it's enough time for it to end the recording naturally like it would. So inside the app, you have a couple different sections. You have the activity section, the drive section, and then more, which is just your profile, any groups you might be in, your settings, and a contact form there. But the main things you're gonna be looking at are activity and drive. So drive, let's start there, even though it's the second tab. This is basically where you're gonna be able to watch a live stream of what your camera is seeing. So if you're interested to see for any particular reason, or you wanna manually start a drive, if it hasn't automatically done it itself, you can go to that and start the drive there and view what your camera's viewing. So if you're first setting it up, you may wanna go to the drive screen, make sure the camera's in a spot that you like and things like that. But that really doesn't get used as much as the activity section. This is where you're gonna find your clips and your full drives once you're completed and finished with whatever trip you're on. So clips, basically, it allows you to manually create clips. So if something crazy happens, if a driver swerves in front of you or someone in front of you hits a deer or you hit a deer or something wild happens that you wanna pull that clip, you're gonna go into full drive, you're gonna find that clip, and then you're gonna save it into your clips library, and then you can save that to your phone's camera roll and share it with friends or Facebook or whatever you wanna do. But not only does it do that where you can manually create clips, but it will also automatically create clips for you based on collisions, which is not great, you never want that, but it will do it. And then based on hard brakes. So this actually happened to me the other day, which is interesting, kind of a few days before I made this video. There was a little dog, and I'll put a clip on screen so you can see it. There's a little dog running right down the right-hand lane near where I live. And this dog was just like booking it like he was running a marathon down this lane. And then he started to cut over into the lane I was in. So I had to kind of slam on my brakes. It wasn't drastic necessarily, but I did apply a good amount of pressure. And so it marked that down as a hard brake clip and saved it directly to my phone. And it gave me a notification that said hard braking, clip save, something along those lines. So that was kind of cool. That was interesting that it actually does that. So I've never had a collision, a forward-facing collision in this car with this dash cam, thankfully, and hopefully I never will, because you never want that. But if you do have it, you will have that clip saved. So also, like I mentioned, you can go into full drive, and you have every single drive unlimited saved onto your device here. So you can go back super far, grab as many clips as you want. You know, if you just want to watch yourself drive, you can do that. It's all there if you want it. That's obviously not the intention, and most of that would be pretty boring, but I have used it to pull a couple clips of stupid drivers in front of me swerving or cutting me off and all that kind of nonsense. So you have the clips tab. That's all fine. You can find everything you need in there. Now, under the full drives, like I mentioned, it gives you a full list of every single drive. You can go clip by clip. You can delete the ones you don't want. It'll give you the exact time the drive started, the exact time the drive ended, what the date was, and then if you go into that specific drive itself, you have the clip that actually shows the full drive, gives you the date, the time, how long the drive actually was. It gives you the option to create a clip right there. And then it gives you this really cool drive route screen where it uses their kind of GPS that's built into the camera, and it tracks exactly kind of where you went and shows you your entire drive in their own little GPS, which is super clean and looks really nice. So it gives you your start and end. There's not a whole lot you can gather from the actual data other than it just showing you what you did, but it's kind of funny to look at, especially when you do like really short drives where you go in a circle. Like, let's say you go to the gas station and back. It cracks me up because it's always just this little loop. But it's cool nonetheless to show you an exact breakdown. And I'd imagine if you go on a really long trip that this would be really cool to look at. It also has audio recording. Now, by default, it's disabled, but let's say this, it's disabled in the clips. If you take the SD card out, the audio will be baked in, but it's disabled on the clips automatically. If you want it to go ahead and be enabled, you just go under settings, and then you go to, you can actually change a couple things, external camera, and then you can check whether you want the sound to be on or not. You can also turn the auto start and end drive off. And if it's off, then you'll have to manually go into the app each time you want the drive to begin. I don't know why you'd want to do that. It kind of defeats the purpose, but you can turn that off if you would like. Also, inside the external camera part of the app, you can see your paired status. You can pair a different camera. You can record with the camera. You can turn the camera sounds off. So if you don't like the little chimes, you can turn the audio recordings on or off. Like I said, you can view a camera preview. And then you can see if your camera is fully up to date or not, which you always want to make sure it is. And it will do over-the-air updates. Since it's connected to your phone, it will use your phone LTE or Wi-Fi to update. Additionally, you can have it saved directly to your phone. So you can designate how much phone storage you want it to take up. So you can have 20%, 50%, or 70%. And then you've got your unlimited cloud available. And then it shows you how much of your phone it's actually taking up if you want that. And I think I have it set to take up 70% of my phone storage, which I could probably turn that way down. That would just bump up the cloud storage and bump down my phone storage, but I'll just leave it as is for now. And yeah, so that's about it. That's the great part about it, I think, is just the pure simplicity. You plug it in, you hook it to the app, and then you just let it go. You don't even have to worry about it. I, in fact, turned my notifications off because it was kind of annoying because it would constantly pop up that said drive started working in the background, drive ended, save your phone. I'm like, I don't need all that. Like if I just want it to do its job, and then when I need it and I need a clip, it's there. And that is what the Nexar Beam does really, really well. Another cool thing, and I'll just go ahead and mention this real quick since I did bring it up at the beginning of the video. Like I said, they give you these little stickies. And what these are, they're basically 3M adhesive on the back and then the little clip that snaps into place on the front. So you can run these along your dash of your car, put them in specific strategic places kind of out of the way. And that way you can take the actual USB cord here, and instead of it just kind of dangling out and about, you could stick one here, you could stick one up under here, and then I've actually got one here. So I could run it so it clips here, puts into this little clip here, and then it stays, and then I can just put all this underneath and it stays out of the way. So if you really wanted to and you wanted to get fancy with your cable management, you could do that with these included 3M adhesive clips, which I love that they added that in because, like I said at the beginning, this is a long, extensive USB cord right here. All right, now let's talk about downsides. Now there's not very many. It's just a little bit annoying. It's not really the fault of the camera itself, although I feel like they could enable this functionality. It can't act as a security camera. So some dash cams can pull a little bit of juice off the battery and stay powered enough to where if something happens, maybe an event recording type of style, let's say it detects motion or something like that, it'll start recording. So if somebody's walking past your car, maybe trying to break in or something like that, or somebody damages your car in the front, well, you know, at night or while you're in the grocery store or something like that, it can always be recording those types of things. This does not do that. It will not, even if you're connected to a battery bank or something like that, if the car is not on, it will not work. So just a thing to keep in mind. All right, guys, and that is the Nexar Beam Dash Cam. It's a fantastic, super simple, easy to use, very good quality, and inexpensive camera. I got it for, I want to say it was $99 for the camera itself. I got a 10% off coupon, so it was, you know, $89, but I had to pay for the additional SD card, which I regret doing. I kind of thought it was baked in storage and that I was paying for, you know, just more storage on the device itself, but it was just a random SD card. So I probably could have saved myself the however 20, 30 bucks it was. I'll put on screen exactly how much it was, but I could have saved myself that headache, and I have plenty of SD cards I could have just popped in there. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Drop a like on the video if you loved it. Tell me in the comments down below, are you gonna get your hands on one of the Nexar Beam dash cams, or do you have a better dash cam that has better features, better quality that you want me to check out? Leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to check it out and compare and contrast. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see my full review of all kinds of technology. I'm going to be doing a camera review on my Blackmagic Pocket 6K cinema camera. Additionally, I'm working on kind of a crossover. As many of you may know that are watching this video, I actually make videos for Bachmann Auto Group, so I make car reviews on all different brands. And I have a 2019 Subaru Crosstrek, and I'm going to make kind of a 2-year review basically of what I like and what I dislike about this car. It's an awesome car, but you know, it does have its pros and cons. So I'm gonna be making a full review of it here on this channel. So if you wanna see that, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out and helps grow this channel that I'm super happy about. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.